Hey guys, Andrew the Squid Montanez here, going to give you guys my picks for tomorrow's UFC on FX 5, featuring the lightweight title, Ben Henderson against Nate Diaz. Really good card. Let's start from the bottom. Scott Jorgensen against John Albert. I'm going to pick Scott Jorgensen. Been a fan of his since the times he was fighting in the WC. I just think he's a really hard worker, great fighter. I'm going to pick him by decision. Second fight on the card, first one on the FX card. It's Nam Fan against Dennis Seaver. I'm a fan of both guys. I think they're both hard-working fighters, really good stand-up. Nam Fan might have the edge when it comes to jiu-jitsu. Dennis Seaver, I think, has a striking edge. I think, though, we're going to see a striking war. Just going to see a stand-up battle. I'm going to pick Dennis Seaver. I don't think he can finish Nam Fan. He's been a little suspect with his finishes recently. He kind of changed a little bit in my eyes after he fought Melvin Gillard. Just fought a little differently. He's had a lot of tough fights. You know, the lightweight division is a tough place to make yourself up the ladder. Every single guy is tough along the board. But I picked Dennis Seaver by decision. Third fight on the card, you got Marcus Levisteur against Abel Trujillo. Marcus Levisteur, if you guys don't know, four-time national D3 wrestling champion, went undefeated his whole entire high school wrestling, his whole entire college wrestling career. Only other guy to do that was Cael Sanderson. So he's a really good wrestler. His record is not great. It's good. He's got a good record, but sorry guys for Bruce. He's got a good record. I think his stand-up's a little suspect, but he's got great wrestling. I'm gonna pull for the wrestler. So we got Marcus Levisteur winning that one. I say by decision as well. Darren Cruikshank versus Henry Martinez. Henry Martinez didn't make weight. I was kind of pulling for him, but guys that don't make weight don't always fight well. And Darren Cruikshank's a really good fighter. I'm just going to pick him. I think we're going to see a late stoppage in this fight. Maybe third round TKO or some form of that. I think conditioning could play a factor now that the weight cut happened and he didn't make weight. So let's go for a third round finish in that. Next fight, Ramsey Nijem against Joe Proctor. I'm a really big Joe Proctor fan. I think he's a great fighter. Ramsey Nijem, I watched him on The Ultimate Fighter. He's just ever growing. He's a really good fighter. He's always getting better. This one was kind of the toss-up for me. I'm going to pick Joe Proctor by submission. I just see an all-out war and him, Nijem just getting caught in some submission, but don't quote me on that because anything can happen in UFC fights. But that's who I'm picking. The next fight, Rafael Sunkau against Mike Easton. I've been to a lot of Rafael Sunkau fights. I've done a lot of fights in Georgia. He's a top dog from down there. Great jiu-jitsu. But Mike Easton's no joke. For a long time before the UFC had the 135-pound weight division, he was regarded as the number one 135 pounder in the world, or number like one or two. So, and he's undefeated. He's got a lot of momentum. He's a really tough dude. He's a little Hulk. I just think he's going to win. He puts a really high pace on, and I see him just wearing Rafael out. I think Rafael has a little advantage in the jiu-jitsu game, but I think they'll negate that, and I see Mike Easton getting himself a third-round TKO, just getting himself a victory, getting one shot closer to that title. He's in a very tough division, but he's a really tough fighter. In the last card in the prelim, Yves Edwards against Jeremy Stephens. This is an awesome fight. This is a great lightweight fight. These are two very well-rounded fighters. Most likely we're going to see both of them come out and bang, but they both got great jiu-jitsu. They got really good wrestling. Yves has been, he's a little older. I've been following Yves his whole career, but I've been watching Jeremy Stephens' video blog. It looks like he's training super hard. I'm not saying Yves isn't, but Jeremy hits super hard, and he puts on knockouts like no one else. And I'm going to pick Jeremy Stephens by second round knockout, let's say a big right hand. That's how I'm going to call that one if I was going to bet. Now we're moving on to the main card. First fight on the card, Matt Brown against Mike Swick. Let my dog readjust and jump over the other dog. There's a lot of animals here. But Mike Swick against Matt Brown, that's a really, really good fight. Both guys are just these... Both guys are the reason why UFC has a lot of fans. They're the type of guys that come out and put a show. No matter if they're fighting for a title, fighting on undercard, or fighting in the parking lot, they're there to put a show on. That being said, Mike Swick's got a nasty guillotine. They call it the Swickatine. I'm going to say he wins by that. I think Matt Brown has the ability to win. I'm not saying he's not gonna, but if I had to pick, I would pick Mike Swick. He comes from a really good team, and he's just got a really great stand-up. He's the type of guy, if he's on, he could beat anyone in the world, but he just never, he may not get the chance to fight guys like GSP and them, but I think he could do very well. I'm calling second round Swicker team. We might see some sort of back and forth action. Matt Brown goes for a takedown, Swick catches him in the guillotine, and that's the fight ended. Rory McDonald, BJ Penn. This is the fight that, this is a free card. We're a fight on Fox. And we got Rory McDonald against BJ Penn. BJ Penn, lightweight champion, welterweight champion, just done it all. Fought as high as light heavyweight, fought Lyoto Machida to a decision. Then you have Rory McDonald, who's a huge dude, people say BJ's a little undersized on here. BJ has fought some of the biggest fighters in the world and done very well. So I think BJ is very focused in this fight. I'm going to call, even though Rory McDonald is a beast, he's a bulldozer, he's got everything in his favor. I'm going to call BJ Penn first round rear naked choke. I just see BJ possibly clipping him, Rory McDonald trying to go for his takedown. BJ slickly taking his back, locking up a trapped arm rear naked choke. That's how I see that fight ending. But you never know. Rory can just come out and do a little Nate Diaz action on BJ, and he could be in a lot of trouble. But I'm one of the believers in BJ Penn. When BJ Penn says I'm in shape and I'm coming after you, I believe him. He gets me hyped. So co-main event: Alexander Gustafsson against Mauricio Shogun Rua. This is a great fight. This is possibly the winner of this is going to be the next guy to fight John Jones. We don't know what's going to happen to Anderson Silva. Chael Sonnen, you never know if he's going to get hurt. This fight could be your replacement bout that steps in. Or the fight that comes after Chael Sonnen. People want to see, a light heavyweight fight John Jones. This is a fight. Shogun lost to John Jones. Instead he had an injury. Alexander Gustafsson matches up very well with John. Very big guy. Very hard to hold down. He presents a lot of problems. I'm picking this one. Shogun, second round TKO. I just see him landing a big shot. A lot of people haven't been able to land on Gustafsson. If anyone can, it's Mr. Shogun Rua. He's got the striking to do it, and he's also got the jiu-jitsu to make a lot of problems for Alexander. And the main event, if you guys aren't subscribers to my channel, subscribe to my channel, youtube.com/MMA Surge. I have a prediction of the fight. We break down. I'm going to stick with my gut on this. I was a little worried. I was thinking maybe Nate Diaz, maybe I picked the wrong fight. But after watching the weigh-in today, Nate Diaz had to try 3 times to make weight. That's hard when you have a 5-round title fight, these guys that don't make weight, they do it 3 times. They fight these 3-round title fights. That's fine. You can fight for 15 minutes. When you start getting into this 20-minute territory, 24, 25 minutes, that's when that second time you had to get into the sauna or the extra dehydration or that's where that becomes a factor. That takes away from the conditioning. I know Nate Diaz does triathlons. I'm a huge fan. I've met him. I've been around him. I follow the whole career. I'm one of the biggest Diaz fans around, but I know you guys ragged on me for saying he has some suspect conditioning. I may have misworded. What I really meant is he'll slow. Nate's got great conditioning, but I think he maybe slows down. He'll slow down against the wrestlers. When he boxes someone, Nate can punch all day. When he gets into a wrestling match where he has to constantly get up and constantly worry about takedowns, and his legs are gonna get kicked all day. If anyone's gonna kick him in the legs, it's Benson Henderson. So, and if anyone can get out of submissions, it's Benson Henderson. So I'm gonna stick with my gut. Benson Henderson by decision, 5 rounds. I'm gonna say 3 rounds of 2. Nate Diaz is probably gonna win the first 2 rounds, possibly, and then I possibly see a sweep by Benson Henderson. So, be prepared, guys, for a little longer night. We got a lot of decisions on this card. This is not going to be your, I don't think, you never know, but I don't think this is going to be the card where you get all these finishes. But this is the card that you want. If you're not going to see finishes, you want to see fighters that are going to come out and fight, not lay on each other, not hold each other down. So this is the fight. This is the card. It's awesome that it's on Fox. I don't have cable, so it's good for me. And Make sure you watch our channel next week. I'm watching the fights at my studio over at MMA Surge. We're gonna watch the fights. We're gonna build our set. We're gonna do some episodes. We're gonna break down the fights, show you exactly how the fighters won, edit it, and have it up for you next week. So if you guys like these fights, you want to know how they did the moves, and basically see my take on the fight, check out our channel, watch the videos, practice them with your friends, and just leave comments. Let me know what you think. We got a new app coming out, so there's going to be a lot of this type of stuff, these video responses. We got a new app. You take your iPhone, you go on, it'll come on the update on the Apple Store for the MMA Surge. You go on there, you go and, let me pull it up. You go and click your MMA Surge app, which should be on your front page. It's on mine. You go on there. There'll be a new section. You click it. It says Ask Squid. You'll be able to leave a video response to me. I'll respond back. So just giving you guys the first news on that. That's a revolutionary app. You'll be able to, for free, get martial art advice anywhere in the world. I'll do it for free. I'll respond to everyone that gives me some good questions right back to your phone. So stay tuned to that. Follow me on Twitter, Andrew Jitsu, AndrewJitsu. I also have AndrewJitsu.com if you want to see all my stunt fighting and fight choreography. And hope you guys enjoy the fights tomorrow, and have a great weekend. Peace, Squid.